Hey, have you had a chance to look at the latest Asian Paints earnings report? It seems like they've had a bit of a mixed quarter.
Yeah, I have. It's interesting, isn't it? Asian Paints is such a dominant player in the Indian paint industry and globally too, ranking among the top 8 coatings companies. They've got operations in 15 countries with a whole bunch of subsidiaries like APCO Coatings and Asian Paints Burger. Their core business is paints and home decor, and they're making a push into home improvement. It's like they're trying to be a one stop shop for all things home.
Exactly. But their Q3 FY25 results tell a slightly different story. Their consolidated net sales are down by 6.1% to 8,522 crore rupees, and standalone net sales dipped by 7.5% to 7,289 crore rupees. Even their consolidated profit after tax is down quite a bit, like 23.5%. What's going on?
Well, it seems like the decorative business in India took a hit. While they managed a volume growth of 1.6%, their revenue actually declined by 7.8%. Apparently, the demand was muted, especially in urban areas, and there was some down trading and a weak festive season to blame. It's kind of like when you're running a sale, but nobody shows up to buy the stuff.
So the festive season really impacted them. What about their other businesses? Was there any good news?
Yeah, it's not all bad news. Their industrial business actually grew by 3.8% thanks to the general industrial and refinish segments. And their home decor business seems to be doing well because of their network expansion. Plus, the international business saw a 5% increase in INR terms and 17.1% on a constant currency basis, driven by growth in the Middle East and recovering Asian markets. Diversification seems to be helping them, I guess.
That makes sense. So geographically, they're doing okay, but domestically, the decorative paints segment is dragging them down. What about their profitability? How are the margins looking?
While the standalone PBDIT margin did improve sequentially by 430 bips to 20.7%, but it's still down by 340 bips compared to Q3 last year. They blame it on an inferior product mix and increased sales and distribution expenses. The consolidated PBDIT margin is at 19.2%, which is down 350 bips year on year.
So they're spending more to sell less, essentially. I guess that impacts their bottom line significantly. Did the report mention anything about dividends? That's what a lot of investors are keen on.
It does mention a previous dividend declaration back on November 9th, 2024. They declared an interim dividend of 4.25 rupees per share, and that was paid out on November 28th, 2024. The report doesn't mention any new dividend declarations, though.
Right. So nothing new on the dividend front for now. It's always good to remember that for any investment decisions, it's best to consult with certified financial experts. Disclaimer: we advise investors to check with certified experts before taking any investment decisions.
Definitely. So let's break down the financial highlights a bit more. For the consolidated results in Q3 FY25, net sales decreased, PBDIT decreased, and net profit after minority interest decreased by 23.3% to 1,100.5 crore rupees. For the 9-month period, the story is similar. Sales and profits are down compared to last year.
Okay, so the consolidated numbers are consistently showing a decline. What about the standalone figures?
The standalone results mirror the consolidated ones. Net sales, PBDIT, and net profit are all down for both Q3 FY25 and the 9-month period. For example, standalone net sales decreased by 7.5% to 7,289.2 crore rupees in Q3.
It's pretty clear then. But let's dig into the segment performances. You mentioned international business was doing well.
Yeah, in Q3 FY25, international business sales increased by 5% to 818.0 crore rupees, driven by improved conditions in places like Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Nepal. However, currency devaluations in Ethiopia and Egypt kind of offset some of those gains. The home decor business is a mixed bag.
How so?
Well, the bath fittings and kitchen businesses saw sales increases, but they're still operating at a loss. White teak and weatherseal sales decreased due to weak seasonal demand. The industrial business is also a bit of a mixed bag. APPG sales were flat, while PPG AP sales increased.
A lot of moving parts there. I wonder what their outlook is for the future.
Well, Amit Singhal, the MD and CEO, said they remain cautiously optimistic about a recovery in demand. They are planning to continue investing in their brand and focus on innovation and customer centricity. It's like they're saying, we know things are tough now, but we're betting on a comeback.
Fair enough. So, based on all of this, what's your take? Is Asian Paints still a good bet?
Well, it's a bit complicated. They're facing headwinds in the domestic decorative paints market, but their diversification into other segments and geographies is helping to offset some of that. The key will be whether they can turn around the performance of their home decor businesses and capitalize on the growth opportunities in the international market. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
Agreed. It's a company with a strong foundation, but they need to navigate these challenges effectively. Hey, if you're enjoying this discussion, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful financial analyses.
Exactly. All right, so just to summarize, Asian Paints, a leader in the paint and decor industry, experienced a challenging Q3 FY25 with declines in net sales and profit. Domestic decorative business was impacted by muted demand, while international and industrial segments showed some growth. They declared an interim dividend earlier, but no new announcements this quarter.
Perfect summary. Any final thoughts or recommendations for investors?
Given the mixed performance and cautious outlook, investors should probably keep a close eye on Asian Paints' performance in the coming quarters. It's like watching a painter carefully blend colors to create the perfect shade. Patience and attention to detail are key.
Definitely. It will be interesting to see how they adapt and innovate in this evolving market landscape. Thanks for breaking down all the details with me.
No problem, always a pleasure.